This week I spent a bit of time collecting these dahlia seeds before I have to go and unfortunately cut back all my dahlia plants to the ground for winter. Although dahlias are more commonly grown from tubers, did you know you can grow them from seed too? Here are a few of the dahlia varieties which I've grown this summer, mostly from tubers which I've purchased over the last few years. But next season I would really love to extend my collection by growing some from these saved seeds. Saving dahlia seeds is pretty straightforward. All I do is I wait until the flowers have finished and the petals drop off, and then the seed heads start to brown. At this stage, I remove them from the plant and I gently start to separate the head until I can see the seeds. This can be quite a time-consuming job, and I find that not all the seed heads from different dahlia plants will contain many seeds, if any at all. I've kind of noticed that it's the single dahlia flowers that have a more like open center that tend to have a decent number of seeds. I think this may be due to the fact that the bees are easily able to access the center, hence there's good pollination within that plant. The exciting part about growing dahlias from seed is that the flowers that they produce may not be the exact same as the parent plant. So you will get a little bit of variation and you never know. All that effort, you may get the most stunning, most beautiful dahlia you could ever imagine if you're lucky. You know what? And otherwise, it's just a bit of excitement, a bit of a challenge, just seeing what it will produce and whether it will create an absolutely stunning flower for you to enjoy. The time has finally come to harvest my loofah sponges. I know they don't look like much at the moment, but once I remove this outer layer, it will reveal the sponge, which can be used in your shower or even while washing your dishes. Here's one that fell off the plant that I'm going to open up today. I'll peel off this skin, but firstly, I hope you can hear this. Listen to the crunch. Oh, that's so satisfying. Look, it's just after happening. There are so many ants. They must have been inside it. Oh, I think I'll leave it there for a little while. I hope I didn't disrupt a nest or anything like that. I've got no idea what's going on, but the poor little things are not sure either what's happening. It's now about 2 hours later. I've just left it be and there are ants everywhere. My goodness, I've got no idea what they're trying to do, whether they will go back in here or whether that's it now. I've destroyed their little habitat and they're going to try and find a home elsewhere. They seem to be a little bit confused. They're kind of walking all around the place. So let's come back again in a few more hours and see what's going on. It's actually the next day now and the ants are nowhere in sight. It looks like they went off to find a new home. So you can see here I'm making a start on peeling this loofah. But actually before we do that, I just wanted to quickly show you what the seeds look like. I've removed them from the centre, just giving the whole loofah sponge a bit of a shake and they've come out. Not as many as there should be, but I reckon that was due to the fact that the loofah had fallen off the plant and I probably lost a few seeds. A few may have dropped out as it was falling to the ground. I'm going to save these seeds for next year and give a few away to friends. They're quite large, aren't they? Easy to sow in the ground. Very different to, say, snapdragon seeds, which are so teeny tiny, almost like grains of salt. The loofahs are much larger, very easy to handle and direct sow. Did you know that you can harvest these loofahs when they're younger, when they're still green, and you can actually eat them at that stage of growth? Growing these is really eco-friendly because once you're finished with them, you can toss the whole thing into your compost bin. I did try and grow these before but failed miserably, and I think that was because I planted the seedling out into the garden too late in the season, so too late in spring, because loofahs need a long growing period, and I just didn't give them that opportunity to grow to their full potential in the past. You can see that this is very fibrous. I can't say that word. I was thinking of making some loofah soaps with them. I've seen a few people online doing that, and it's something I'd be interested in trying out. I do need to do a little bit of research before I go ahead trying or attempting to make that. And when I do, if I do, I will share it with you here on my YouTube channel. All that's left to do, as you can see, once the loofah is peeled, is you need to give it a wash. So I just put it in some soapy water and give it a few squeezes. Now, the thing is, it's still looking pretty brown, and I can feel it's kind of hard in the centre. And that is because, as you can see, I've discovered that there are still seeds in there that I've missed, but that's all right. Anyway, I have also seen a few people suggest that if you want to get it to that more kind of creamy white colour, you can actually bleach them. That is something I have never done and something I will need to look into as well. Have to do a bit of research on that, but I just don't have the time today. So I will perhaps do it for you next week. I did some more seed sowing yesterday, but I actually didn't get it finished. As you can see down here with the calendula seeds, they need to be covered up with a little bit of potting mix, which I haven't got around to doing yet. I don't know why I left them in this state. Usually I like to, complete the whole task in one go. At least I label them though. I did notice that a few of my seed packets had passed their best before seed sowing date. You can see here this one is August 2020, but you know what, I sowed the seeds anyway. Something I have done before in the past with, I don't know whether you would call them expired seeds, and most of the time, if they're only a couple or 2 or 3 years out, they do tend to germinate. Here's another example. This is Lacey Facilia, and it says sow by November 2020, and I actually sowed some of these seeds last year and I got some great germination on them and some beautiful plants. So don't be stressing out if you do see the date has passed. The only little tip I may give you is that the germination rate may not be as high. You may not get all the seeds germinating. So all you have to do really is just oversow, put in a lot more seeds than you usually would with a packet that are still in date. There's not a day that goes by when I'm out in this garden where I am just so truly grateful for the fact that we can grow all year round. Like, to be able to sow these seeds now 2 weeks out from winter, I know that if I put them in a nice warm spot, sheltered area, I will get some beautiful seedlings on the grow over winter, ready to pop out into the ground in spring. I'm back with the loofah. I don't think you'd see this one for sale in the shops, especially at this angle. It's all ripped and looking a little bit tatty, but I'm still learning. It's new to me, and I'm hoping that other one that you saw hanging up on the plant when I harvest it will be better than this one. Also a bit concerned, or well, not concerned, but wondering why it's still so brown. Maybe I need to clean it a bit more and do that bleaching process on it, and that should work. Anyway, it's an experience for this year. I am going to try and grow them again next summer, and hopefully my harvests or my loofahs will look better than this one. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Sorry about that weird kind of editing at the start. I know I usually speak to you on camera, but due to time constraints and mistakes in editing with this video, I stuffed it up a bit, so I had to do my little wave to show you I'm here and say hello. Anyway, I will see you all again next Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye.